Democrats are hoping 2020 is their year to flip the Lone Star State. And with the exodus of several GOP representatives this summer, Texas Republicans might have a real fight on their hands to keep Texas red. Here to talk about this is Travis County GOP Executive Director Brian Ruddle and Ed Espinoza from Progress, Texas. Ed, are Democrats feeling confident?
Yeah, well, look, this is a good year for Democrats coming up in 2020. Obviously, 2018 was a good year as well. But the trend line in Texas has been going blue for quite a while now. If you go back to 2004, when Democrats were at their low point in this state, you had about 2.7 million votes cast compared to about 4.3 million for Republicans. Fast forward to 2018, Democrats are now roughly 4.1 million. Republicans are still in the same range. What's happening is the growth in this state is all moving in one direction. And Texas, which is one of the fastest growing states in America, is not seeing that same growth on the Republican side. It has made Texas a Republican, correction. It has made Texas a battleground state, no longer a Republican stronghold, and it's an exciting time to be a voter here in the Lone Star State.
Brian, what is the level of concern hearing that?
Well, you know what? Obviously, the amount of people moving to Texas is kind of a tragedy of our own success as a Republican Party. Obviously, the Republican agenda here in Texas has created so many jobs. People are fleeing liberal areas like California and New York to move to Texas, along with their businesses. Now, look. Obviously, we saw this last election cycle, $80 million put into the state on the behalf of the Beto campaign. The Democrats were still not able to win this state. I think that this upcoming election cycle, we will see Republicans turn out in even greater numbers, hopefully back to Donald Trump's numbers from last cycle. If we do that, we should hold on to the state. I predict a Trump victory by about 10 points this cycle.
Okay, well, what about that, Ed? I mean, Donald Trump's reelection campaign, what effect is that going to have? Is that going to bring out more Democrats or bring out more Republicans?
So the thing about Donald Trump is he is the best motivator to turn out the Republican base anywhere in America. But he is also the best motivator to turn out the Democratic base anywhere in America. So you can expect to see a high turnout vote. I do not expect it to be a 10-point victory, considering he won by 9 points 3 years ago. I think that margin is going to be much narrower and very likely to be in the Democratic column. Now, another thing to keep in mind is maybe Democrats aren't winning statewide yet. You get 48%, you get 0% of the statewide seats. But Democrats have picked up 19 seats in the state legislature over the past 2 election cycles and 2 congressional seats. Those are big gains, and I think 2020 is going to be a big year.
Okay, Brian, are we going to see national GOP boots on the ground in Texas as 2020 approaches?
Well, the answer is yes, and even more surprisingly, we already are on the ground. The RNC is already putting resources, field staff across the state to help with the voter registration and other organizing efforts. The Cornyn campaign is running very strong. They have a great emphasis on field operations, which is something that we saw led to great success for Governor Abbott this last election cycle. So we're really excited about where we're going with the state. Obviously, I would love for the Democrats to put in the kind of resources they did this last election cycle. If the Democrats put in $80 million into Texas, it means they're not putting it in other places that they can actually win, places like Pennsylvania, Ohio, in the Rust Belt. So we're really excited. We don't think that the Democrats are going to run that strong this year. Obviously, we're not taking anything lightly. We keep an eye on everything, but I think we're very encouraged about where we stand right now.
Okay, we got a Democrat and a Republican, both very confident. Gentlemen, thank you both very much.
Good to be here.
Thank you.